No, that's no typo in the video title. The US wants to sell Poland 250 Stryker armored fighting vehicles for a single US dollar. It's obviously a symbolic figure and essentially a donation by the US Army. But is it something Poland would actually benefit from? In today's video, we look at the offer, the Stryker platform, and the potential downsides of taking these second-hand vehicles. In early December, Polish Deputy Prime Minister and Defense Minister Władysław Kosiniak-Kamysz said that the government is ready to move on the deal once the remaining logistics are sorted out. For those unaware of the Stryker platform, it's a wheeled 8x8 infantry fighting vehicle derived from the Canadian LAV-3 by General Dynamics Land Systems Canada. The American-built Strykers were produced jointly by General Motors Defense and General Dynamics Land Systems. The Stryker was designed to be a family of vehicles forming the backbone of a new medium force, something to fill the gap between light, highly mobile infantry and heavier armed forces. And this led to the development of the Stryker Brigade combat team. Germany is doing something similar now with the development of its medium forces, die Mittleren Kräfte, using the Boxer RCT-30 as the core of these new medium brigades. We have a video about it coming soon, so be sure to subscribe if you're interested. Thousands upon thousands of Strykers have been produced and delivered to the US Army since the platform entered service in 2002, with several variants developed over the years. A 2024 contract has ensured that Stryker production is ongoing. The main variant of the Stryker is the Infantry Carrier Vehicle, or ICV, typically armed with an M2 50 cal machine gun or Mark 19 grenade launcher. Other variants include command control, engineering, mortar, medevac, and more. And so, according to TVP World, the proposal would see the US Army Strykers, those already stationed in Europe, stay on the continent and be handed over to Poland instead of returning to the United States. This would be part of America's ongoing force reduction on the continent. The donation would be made under the United States Excess Defense Articles, or EDA program, which allows surplus military equipment to be given to allies at little or no cost. It's been reported that Polish Armed Forces General Staff have already signed off on the plan, but more evaluation needs to take place. So what needs to be considered? Isn't this the deal of a lifetime that should be accepted as soon as possible? Well, there's a catch. There's always a catch. According to Breaking Defense, the Strykers are in a depleted state and would thus need repairs and modernization. This explains why the US Army would opt to give them away rather than return them stateside and undertake extensive refurbishments or undergo self-funded scrapping. Now, we don't want to diminish the generosity of the United States, but let's face it, the deal serves its interests as well. Being American-made and completely foreign to the Polish military, adoption of the platform would require the development of a support and training ecosystem, something that could prove expensive and slow, with a certain level of reliance on foreign contractors. General Wiesław Kukula, Chief of the General Staff of the Polish Armed Forces, has noted that, in line with the understanding reached with Washington, the next phase is a hands-on inspection of the vehicle's technical condition. This will allow the military to evaluate whether the vehicles are suitable for training purposes, frontline operations, or broader modernization goals. Only after that review will a final decision be made. The general says that a final decision is expected in the second half of 2026, a timeline that allows for thorough technical inspections, budget considerations, and alignment with Poland's long-term modernization plans. So, should Poland take the offer? Well, the country is expanding its armed forces rapidly, and so it could definitely benefit from more armored vehicles. But would it really want to further diversify its equipment and supply chain? The locally made KTO Rosomak already fills this role, and so adopting the Stryker could complicate logistics. Of course, we are talking about a country that operates several types of main battle tanks as well as light utility vehicles and MRAPs from several countries. And this is all in addition to holding older Soviet-era platforms as well. So maybe the Poles are already used to dealing with such diversity in their stocks. While a donation is already generous enough, it would be nice if some technology transfer and/or licensing agreement could be struck so that local Polish industry would be allowed to produce spare parts. We can imagine that this would sweeten the deal a lot. We aren't sure of the US government's level of flexibility, but these vehicles could also be donated to Ukraine, perhaps through a multilateral refurbishment deal funded by Poland and other allies. After all, hundreds of Strykers are already in the country as part of US military assistance packages, notably conducted under the previous administration. Whether or not President Trump would allow this form of assistance to Ukraine is a different story. Ultimately, there is a lot that needs to be considered. While the vehicles are essentially free, they come with their own set of costs. And that's precisely why the Polish government and military need several more months to study and evaluate the offer. So, do you think Poland should take the deal? Let us know why or why not by leaving a comment.